So good afternoon everyone, it is Mitchell aka the Walker in Orlando. You smell that? It smells like Horror Nights, starting very soon. No, tonight is not a Horror Night trip. Today is a last update before Halloween Horror Night officially kicked off. However, it did kick off last night. Team members have their previews, but today the tribute store is open, so we are going to be going to check that out, as long as all the scare zones and talking about all the houses that will be at this year's Halloween Horror Night event. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel, leave a like. Also, if you follow us on TikTok, make sure you are out there because we will be going live most every Sunday like we did last year. So make sure you stick around for today's video. It's going to be a good one, a lot of information coming your way, and a tribute store visit in our future there. So make sure you stick around, it's going to be a good time. So once again, Horror Nights this year has 5 scare zones, possibility of a 6th unnamed scare zone, and 10 official houses this year. There was some rumor that they would only make it to 8, but they made it all 10, so it's gonna be really exciting. 4 IPs and 6 originals. And I've heard those originals, I'm really excited for those. So we'll go through all of those as we walk up to our very first scare zone. So the very first scare zone we're actually coming up to, as you can see, is a continuation off of last year's haunted house that had the pumpkins in it. So this first scare zone is going to be the horrors of Halloween. The pumpkin lord, the spirit of Halloween, has taken over this year's event. Some of the hordes of fiendish creatures, terror has taken root. So this is going to look like a very fun scare zone. This is also the very first scare zone you will walk into once you enter Halloween Horror Night. So this is going to be a really good one. I'm excited for it. So when you come into the scare zone, there is a very familiar face in this scare zone. There's Little Boo. I'm really excited about that because there's a lot of Little Boo merchandise as well. Alright, so our second scare zone is going to be over here in the Hollywood section. This is going to be Graveyard's Daily Unrest. On All Hallows Eve, a dark storm descends upon a cemetery, waking the long dead spirits. No one living can escape them. This sounds very fun, sounds very exciting. I'm really excited for this one. Usually the Hollywood scare zone tends to be the most fun out of all of them because it's got probably the biggest space outside of the New York section. I'm making sure this is the correct one, but it does say Kettlewood Cemetery. Also, with now coming past the Hollywood section, where right there where the graveyard is, my favorite thing will be Mel's Drive-In turns into Mel's Die-In during the event. So that will be one thing to be looking forward to. Alright, so the next Horror Night house that we are going to be talking about, we just went through the Ungraved Cemetery scare zone. And now we are on to our second house, and this is going to be the Weekend After Hours Nightmare. It's music to your fears. You love his music, but can you survive his mind? The Weekend is about to stalk your squad through this haunted house. It's a world living nightmare from his after-hour videos. His nightmare is now yours. Now this is a very exciting one. This is, I think, the second house to be announced, and I'm really excited for this one. So not 100% sure like how excited I am, but I am kind of excited because of it being the Weekend. I do like his music. And this area right here at Central Park is where they're going to have one of the other nighttime shows. So this nighttime show is going to be called Ghoulish, a Halloween tale on how a Halloween night, a ghost story becomes reality as you go beyond the grave in a spectacular spooky show on Universal Studios Lagoon. This one is going to be very good. I love the Horror Night houses for this, or the Horror Night, what do you call it, water show for this, Lagoon Show. Also, you can see there are a lot of the areas out for some of the food items. We won't look at quite everything for this because it's about all of the scare zones, houses, and tribute store, but Right here, they got some of the eats and treats. If you want to take a quick pause, you can look at those right here. Super cool. All right, so now we are up to our third scare zone. And this scare zone is going to be Scarecrow, Cursed Soil. At an abandoned farm, scarecrows have risen from the crust of the earth to hunt you, seek revenge, and they'll harvest your screens. Now this scare zone is going to be near the Central Park area, right outside the lagoon near the NBC, between Hollywood and going towards where ET is. Looks like a very fun scare zone as well. I'm super excited for everyone to check this out as well. So what's really funny about this scare zone, which I know we just talked about it, you saw a little bit of it, kind of giving you a little glimpse of everything when I talk about these scare zones. But in years past, anytime Universal has planted corn for one of their scare zones, a major hurricane has always come through. So that's never really a good sign to see things, but you can see a lot of these little hidey holes. These are where some of the scare actors are going to come out and scare you. This also tends to be one of the scariest houses or scare zones because this area can get very, very dark. What I'm also hoping is that they include a bunch of lights on the trees like they have in years past. Also another one of their eat booths, but this is your Twisted Taters. You got a fire Twisted Tater with queso, Twisted Taters, blood and guts, Twisted Taters with all the different flavorings on it, so we will definitely be trying that out. Ooh, then you got the Mummy's Cursed Tablet Cookies, garlicky Philly cheese steak, and then some specialty drinks over there. Alright, so now our third house that they have announced, and I'm going to do two here because over here, across from the SpongeBob gift shop, as you can see right there, this is where they'll normally have 2 to 3 houses, just depending. I think this year's only 2. So we're gonna do 2, and these are the last 2 IP houses. First, we have Universal Monsters Legends Collide. It's the Wolfman versus Dracula versus the Mummy. If you thought 1 Universal Monster was scary, how about 3? Summon your Scream Squad, because you're about to get caught between the Wolfman, Dracula, and the Mummy together for the first time. This was the very first house that was announced for Halloween Horror Nights. And then the other one is Blumhouse. Twist the screens twice to terror. Get ready for your blood-curdling new double feature of the Blumhouse horror as your Scream Squad faces a relentless killer in Freaky and an evil kidnapper in the relentless, terrifying The Black Phone. So, really excited for those. And I think Blumhouse is going to be over in the back corner between Men in Black and where the stage is for the stage show. So those two, very excited for both those. From this point forward though, all of our houses are going to be Universal Original for Halloween Horror Nights, and I'm really excited because there are 6 of them. Now, big rumor, and I hope it's true, Springfield turns back into the chainsaw area. Now this is usually an unnamed area for a scare zone, but if it is, really excited. Also, I feel like they added all this in. I don't remember this being all here. Ooh, there's a Chucky's food booth. Chucky's Good Guy Tricks. Now this one's gonna have the Good Guys Burger, Wanna Play Beignets, and Chili Lee Ray. No idea what that is, but I am hungry looking at all this stuff. And if you guys are curious as to what pass I will be having for Halloween Horror Nights this year, I will be getting the Frequent Fear Pass. Now what this means is that we will be coming on Sundays for sure. Now there is a week in the middle of September we will have completely off. Maybe coming a couple more times for that as well. Don't know how much YouTube I will be filming, but we'll be definitely doing a lot of TikTok during those evenings as well. Alright, over here in the San Francisco area, this is going to be our 5th scare zone. And this is going to be at the exit of the Fast and Furious ride, and this is going to be Conjure the Dark. On the first All Hallows Eve, an evil sorceress called Forth Monstrosities from Dark Dimensions now your blood will feel them. This is the only scare zone I don't really care that much for every year because it is one of the smallest areas, as you can see behind me. Very small area. So in years past, this has always been the smallest scare zone. What I do love is you can tell where the characters will be because they have like little hidey holes right there. But I also love these covered up things. Looks like they got people hanging because you kind of see the very top of that one. But it always tends to be the small scare zone and the most congested. I do like how they have it set up this year though. A little more spread out and you can walk through the middle. Alright, we won't quite go over to the old Fear Factor stage, but this year they are coming back with Nightmare Fuel's sequel in Halloween Nightmare Fuel Wildfire. The show that sparked Firestorm last year is ablaze with a new nightmare. The pyro and aerial performers are back to reignite your fears. Now this show I was uncertain about when I saw it, but I really liked it at the end. So I'm excited for this year, especially there's more fire to it. Alright, as we walk on over towards the New York section, we're going to talk about 2 more houses, and one of them is extremely creepy. So the first one is going to be the Spirits of the Coven. They're bewitchingly terrifying. A coven of beautiful flapper witches will lure you into their 1920s speakeasy, reveal their haggish true form, and turn your scream squad into a witch's brew. They'll be cackling, you'll be screaming. Also, I've noticed a lot about this. Universal's really big about these Scream crew. Don't know if that'll, or Scream squad. Don't know if that'll catch on. And the second one is bugs eaten alive. These bugs are out to exterminate you. While touring a 1950s home of the future, you'll be surrounded by these slime of bugs everywhere as hordes of many-legged terrors descend upon you and your Scream squad. You'll be dropping like flies. So that second one, little on the creepier side. So it's gonna be weird. I don't know if I'm gonna want to do that one, but you know what? Gotta do them all. Alright, now we're into the largest scare zone here. And I will wait until we get a little bit farther down to do this one because they do all the stuff in the middle. But the big thing is, the Mummy is in technical rehearsals after a 7-month-long refurbishment. It is officially under technical rehearsals when I think my mom was saying more than likely it's going to be opening tomorrow officially for the start of Horror Nights, which would make sense because this is one of the attractions that is open during Horror Nights. Alright, and into our last scare zone. Like I was saying, this is the biggest scare zone at Halloween Horror Nights this year. This is going to be Sweet Revenge. The sweets from Major Sweets Candy Company have turned children into crazed killers. This Halloween's all trick, no treat, and total mayhem. Sounds like a really fun scare zone, actually. Plus, I think based on pictures from the team member preview, it looked like they brought some of the vehicles out from it. Do you know what's great about this scare zone? Look, Little Boo's part of it. I also found Little Boo in the front one, so that was fun seeing him back. Alright, and since we're over here in the New York section, there tends to be 3 houses in this area. Now, I'm not saying these are the exact locations, I'm just going through as I see houses. So, we have 3 houses left, and these are the 3. So, Fiesta de Chupacabras. Listen to your abuela and beware the Chupacabras. Visit Latin America village where the legend of the creatures Chupacabra is celebrated with a colorful fiesta, and the streets are lined with the crimson blood of tourists like you and your amigos. Kind of excited for that one. Sounds very terrifying, actually. The next one, actually, this was a late addition from what I've heard from friends who are working at Universal for the preview for Halloween Horror Nights. This was a last-minute addition, so this one is the newest. So this one's going to be Hellblock Horror. As these monsters escape their prison, there's no escape for you. Enter a prison whose savage inmates are monstrous creatures. They break free from themselves. It's a death sentence for everyone. Kind of like that. Looks like the original sign says Cell Block. And the very last one, this one I'm really super excited for. This is Dead Man's Pier, Winter's Wake. You're dead in the water. In a New England fishing village, undead fishermen emerge from the wakes to seek their revenge. You and your Scream Squad, again, Scream Squad, may have escaped their hooks in the scare zone. Now they'll reel you in and drag you under. So this is a scare zone that has been transformed into a full-blown haunted house. Oh, and there was one more. I completely missed this one. This one is Descendants of Destruction. Deeper, darker, deadlier. Careful not to leave any of your Scream Squad behind as you descend into the subway tunnels of a deserted New York. Lurking in the dark are hungry mutants looking to feast on the last remnants of humanity. Ooh, kind of that one's actually kind of terrifying in my mind. The Bugs one is the one I don't want to do. The Dead Man's Hook one, I want to do that one really bad. So now that we've gone through all the scare zones and talked about all the houses, I think it's time for the tribute store. Alright, dare to enter the tribute store. As you see, UAP and UOTM previews. So this apparently is themed around a carnival. Ooh, smell of Horror Nights is back. Ooh. Oh, wow. Oh, look at the floor. It's like a track. It's a dark ride. Ooh, this was from last year, I think. Wow. Honestly, the tribute store is just as much of an attraction of sorts as is the merchandise location. Pick at your own risk. Wow. And then as we start, now we are into merchandise. So you got Scare at Every Turn, Halloween Horror Nights 2022. This does not have the houses on it. It also has a fun poster, because the Pumpkin Lord is kind of the main character in this one this year, like how Jack was last year. So here is the annual pass holder one. It says All Hail the Pumpkin Lord, Universal Orlando, Halloween Horror Nights, and this is $30. And then they also do have a pin as well. That pin is $12. Here's another one of the houses. Every day is Halloween at Universal Studios, and it sells at $31. And then Universal even has a nice spirit jersey. It says every day is Halloween at Universal Orlando. It is very lightweight, and only $65 for that one. So here is one of the ones that has the houses on the back. I don't know if you can see that very well. It says Halloween Horror Nights, and even says it on the back. It says Horror Nights 2022, and on the back has everything except Hellblock and The Weeknd. Still like this. I like this shirt a lot, actually. So then you've got some buttons right here. You got Little Boo. Looks like different random characters and stuff. $11. Halloween Horror Nights. And I love the theme. Every day is Halloween at Horror Nights. And I do like this little display thing. It's really cool. $37. Kind of expensive, honestly. Love how I completely missed this. Look at this pumpkin, oh god, huge. Wow. What I do love is this, you go in and the track continues. So you see the track continues. The track continues into the second room, so it's like you're on a carnival ride. Oh, like a tank top version almost? Female. Yeah, it's a female's usually. $35 for that version, but it does have the Horror Nights, Descendants, Bugs, Dead Wake. That's really cool. And look at the fanny pack. Of course there's a fanny pack. Ooh, look at the sign. Yeah. I like the creepy skeleton Grim Reaper. So then Hollow Hills Cemetery. Ooh, what is that shirt? Is this the? Oh, this is, yeah. Wow, I love the different varieties of stuff they always have. Love the constant different designs of everything. We are barred from any. Ooh, what was that? Ooh, it pokes up. Oh, so this is this is for the Monsters Collide house, because Mummy, Wolfman, and Dracula. Nice. Of course, then it would be Halloween Horror Nights if you couldn't buy a Michael Myers mask, a Haunting Pumpkin mask, and even a Chucky and a Skull mask. Well, then here's the Weeknd's merchandise. From what I heard, that the Weeknd wanted their own merchandise. They didn't want to be on the main house merchandise. But what I do love is always the Never Go Alone, Michael Myers, Blumhouse. Here's your Blumhouse shirt, the Black Phone in person. Double features, horror shows, Freaky. Nice. And then another Weeknd is After Hours Nightmare. So the jacket is $57. The Weeknd shirt is $30. The double feature is $30. So it looks like all the shirts are $30. Ooh, then you got Michael Myers and Halloween. Ooh, yeah, look at that mug. That's cool. How much is that? That is $18. They said, I love how all the shirts are blacklight reactive apparel. Ooh, then you get your just normal jacket, which says Halloween Horror Nights 2022. Halloween on the back. Well, then there's the Halloween Horror Night stuff. There's the new lanyard, one of the posters, another one of the Jack Says Never Go Alone. Kind of a classic monster one where it says each one more horrifying than the last. It's $30 for that. Also, I love the little floating ghost. Oh, and then of course, had to be some bags. So it's a Halloween bag. Let's see, how much are you? It looks kind of like a lounge fly. 75. I think it is Loungefly. Usually Universal's Loungefly game is so much better. But again, you've got more track leading you down through your carnival ride. Now you can't pay. Well, yeah, but still $120. Cauldron Cottage. Beware, spells change daily. Oh, treats. Ooh, ooh. 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 Wow. Oh, there's the Frankenstein. Ooh. Okay. Okay. I kind of like this. I kind of like this. It's not dated either. 37. Little Boo Sipper. Oh, it's a little Boo Sipper. What did Dad say about sippers? He said cups, right? $18 for that, $37 for this. This kind of looks like a sticker sheet. It is.
Oh, the decal. Just one of everything, right?
Yeah, you know.
I mean, you do get a discount, so. I love the ghost s'mores.
The ghost s'mores are so cute.
Aren't they adorable?
Yes.
Oh, look at that.
Oh gosh, that's just dangerous.
No, they really showed up and shut out on these desserts this year for this season.
Okay, I need 4 of these black cats.
Oh my gosh.
4 of us?
Yes.
So this is all just. I got a little boo cake. Button down. Ooh. Oh, look at the Frankenstein. This is the popcorn buckets. $38, and the first refill is free. You know, it's actually not a bad deal. So, Halloween Horror Nights, iconic food and drink. Pizza fries, Blinky cups, twisted tater. So this is a food.
Funny.
That's actually, I kind of like that. Nothing on the back. Probably $30. Ooh, Haunted Hollow Hills. Happy Halloween. Oh god, there's so much good stuff. Ooh, I like the skeletons climbing the bookshelf right here. Wow. Oh man. Neck jewelry, I'm dead. Also, feel like it wouldn't be a Halloween Horror Nights or Universal if there wasn't some sort of these plastic collectible figures. There's a Frankenstein's head and Monster Frankenstein. So cool. And the fact that the track still goes all the way out. It's insane. I like the exit signs as well as you leave. Aww. But what if I wanted a picture? Oh, the shirt. The same thing on that shirt that we saw back there. Oh, man. Oh, and it's raining. Great. Oh my god, my mom visited Haunted Hills and all I got was this shirt. Let's turn into a frog. Carve out some fun. Ghoulish Ghouls Gasoline. I love that it's like a fake merchandise shop. There's probably some sort of like Easter eggs in here. I think there's a Christmas bear. Oh. Alright, Tribute Store has completely got me psyched for Halloween Horror Nights. If it wasn't for the fact that I had to be at work very early the next few days, I would come out tomorrow night for opening night. But again, I work early, so I don't want to do that to myself quite yet. Maybe down the line it will. But it's also starting to rain. But oh, Tribute Store once again headed out of the park again. I actually was going in with the idea of not getting anything. I only got the little boo cake. My mom got it, went in, was only gonna get the shot glass, and then she got more. This is why I don't like the tribute store, but it's also why I love the tribute store. There's always good stuff. And of course, it wouldn't be Horror Nights or Universal if there weren't some games. So they have a football toss, soccer kick, basketball, of course, and a lot of these are usually open throughout the day as well. What I always do love is that outside of just the tribute store, they do have all of these other places you could buy merchandise and do all that other stuff. And the food this year looks incredible. So I feel like we're gonna have multiple trips from vlogs to live streams to everything from Horror Nights this year, because I am overly excited for it. So I pretty much think every store has some Halloween merch for Halloween Horror Nights, but the best is always going to be getting it from, I think it's because the tribute store is dark, so you don't get caught up with what you have. When you're in one of the other stores, it's too bright, so you can actually see the price, and when you're in the tribute store, can't see it. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and call it a trip here from Universal Orlando with all of our Halloween Horror Night updates, from scare zones to all the houses, and a fantastic trip through the tribute store. Be definitely spending more time in there. They do say the treats do rotate out, so we'll have to check that out for you guys. But overall, I'm super excited. So Sunday, I think it will come out. I think we're going to film a whole YouTube video. I think we're going to hold off on TikTok Live until we do a couple of videos for Horror Nights. So, but make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel to see all of those. And as we head on out, as the lightning starts on up, because we're going to head on out before we get struck. So, with that being said, as we do head out from a great trip for Horror Nights, we'll see y'all next time.